So that's just a little history on as far as the music thing goes. Now, I'm assuming that I'll get out on OR, so I decided to wait a week to get my OR hearing instead of pay $6,000 to bail out, which at that time, you know, as an independent artist, you know, having that type of money is taking that away from what I have into my business. That's a lot of money to take away, lo and behold, basically, because the only way I supported my business was through the small sales that I could make when I had time to actually make some sales, and the money that I made while working as an armed security guard, because I was working full-time graveyard shifts and then coming in pounding out music in the studio. So it was like some days, I mean, I work 8 to 10 hour days, and then I come home, get a few hours of sleep, wake up, hit the studio and record with, you know, a lot of the homies that I record with throughout the Sacramento area. I've even been blessed with the opportunity to record with the Outlaws, Young Noble, Idi Amin, and Castro. They blessed me with the opportunity to fly out to Atlanta and actually get things done. All the funding for that came out of what I was making working as a security guard, and the little bit of money that I would, you know, make as I was getting my music sales, or I have some of my street team, you know, sell some of the CDs for us, or whatever little bit of money that I would make out of the Dimple record stores, or at that time Tower Records was actually open. I actually had music in Tower Records, but you know, as everybody knows, Tower Records is closed down, so Dimple Records has been holding me down for a while, and I appreciate it. So, well, come to find out, when I go to the OR hearing, I get this judge, Thomas Warner, and at that time they give me a public defender, and I'm assuming, okay, the public defender can do this. I was under the impression that I wouldn't even have to hire an attorney, because this is something so simplistic with the officer doing an illegal search. I was like, this will be real easily knocked out of court. They should know this right away. Now, speaking with the public defender that they had given me, he advised me to the fact that, you know, the judge is going to side with their officer in Yolo County. This is Yolo County, and they tend to do things like this. And I even had a public defender that told me the officer that arrested me, Officer Schmitty of West Sacramento, they told me that he's an asshole, and this is the type of things that he does. He's known, he's infamous for this. So even at that point, I had requested that my public defender actually do a pitches motion, and he told me that he'd do the pitches motion, but the judge is not going to accept it anyway, and he do the motion to suppress, but the judge is not going to pass it. The judge is not going to give me grant me the suppression. He's not going to basically side in my favor, because they look out for their own officers in West Sacramento. So it doesn't matter whether he was wrong or not. All he has to say is that he was right, and the judge is going to side with him. So obviously I didn't agree with that, and he told me that that's just how they're going to do it. So I decided at that point in time that it would be in my best interest to have to bail out and actually go and find my own counsel. So I bailed out, and of course, you know, I got the homie Timmy G that works with me with ISPmusic.biz. I mean, that's my main man right there. He's been in opportunities where, I mean, he's been in predicaments, let's not say it's an opportunity, but other than the opportunity that his attorney got him out of the situation without any jail time, he's had firearm charges, and he requested that I have a talk with an attorney that's helped him out in his case matters by the name of Alex Valapet out of Sacramento County. So I go down to Alex's office, which is across the street from Sacramento Courthouse. I meet with him, and I retain his services. And he tells me that this is a matter that he might be able to handle and get it squared away for me. So this is all in 2008, okay? So I'm going through court. By the time I retain Alex as my attorney, this is about, say, about June-wise. So I have Alex start representing me, and now he's gathering witness statements. He's getting statements from witnesses that actually saw what happened, and he gets the witness statements, and we go to court. I'm trying to get this motion to suppress heard and get a pitches motion filed, and actually get some background on the officer, and see if this is the type of things that he's known for doing, because it's been brought to my attention that that's something that he does do. So what ends up happening is when a day that I had my opportunity to have my witness come in, and my attorney had my witness come in, he's filed a racial discrimination suit against basically the West Sacramento police for basically racially profiling me at that point in time. And as we come in to have my witness heard on the first occasion, basically, they tell me that all of a sudden that the prosecution's witness, which would be the police officer, decides not to show up that day. So they postpone my court date. My court date ends up getting postponed all the way to December 19th, 2008. So I come in December 2008, And what was kind of odd to me is the time prior when I had my witness arrive, my attorney had contacted me and told me to make sure I have my witness come with me. But when December 19th came up, it was funny because I didn't receive that phone call to tell me to bring my witness, which I thought was kind of odd. So I decided, okay, well, I'm going to go to court and have my witness on standby just in case. I don't know what's going on. This is a little funny. Normally my attorney would contact me and tell me, make sure you bring your witness. So we get to court, and my attorney tells me he's not sure if we're going to have the motion to suppress today. And come to find out, the judge says, yeah, we're going to do the motion to suppress today. So I tell my attorney, well, I need to go get my witness in that case. So he tells me yes, and I'm standing right there in front of him while he hands the DA my witness's statement. Now, let's just go back a little bit from my attorney handing him a witness statement. But when I had a public defender, when I bailed out, even the public defender sent a private investigator to go pick up a witness statement from a witness of mine. So the DA, that public defender, between the DA and the prosecution, and they legally have to exchange all evidence between each other. So that would just enlighten you to the fact of, when I go a little bit further onto what I got to say, is that it's not impossible that the DA already had the public defender's information from the investigator that they sent out to get a statement from my witness. It's a 99% chance, up to 100% chance, that basically the DA had already exchanged this information with that public defender. Now, when I hire my own counsel and he sends out a private investigator, he gets a statement, and he's got my witness statement prepared. I already had him representing me. Officer wasn't ready to come to court and do the suppression hearing properly, so they postponed me to December 19th. Now, December 19th, after pretty much the judge decides that he's going to have the motion to suppress heard today, which was heard in Department 4 of Yolo County by Judge Thomas Warner, the same judge that I was told that, is going to side with his officers, but I was confident that my attorney could, convey my situation to him in a legitimate manner to make him understand that I'm not in the wrong. Well, what ends up happening was, it's like it ended up being just like a total game to them out there. They had already, cut to the chase in far as their minds, because most of the work that is, to my knowledge, is not always handled in the courtroom. It's handled behind scenes, and they kind of already know between the prosecution, the judge, and the defense attorney. They kind of already have a relative idea of what they're going to do before we even come out and discuss it in the courtroom. So what ends up happening is, I'm sitting in the stands. I'm the last person in Department 4 that day, and nobody else is in the courtroom other than me, the judge, the bailiff, and my attorney and the DA. So what ends up happening is the judge calls in my attorney, calls in the DA, and they all take a nice little, what the judge says, hey guys, let's go in the back and have some chocolate. So of course, which I thought was funny, they go into the back and the judge's quarters, and they start having a chocolate break, or so they say. Let's go have some chocolate or whatever, which I thought was a lot of BS, but whatever. So they come out, and this was probably maybe around 12 o'clock, and they tell me my attorney comes out and tells me, go ahead and go pick up your witness and just be back by 1:30. So of course, I go pick up my witness, I come back, I'm there by 1:30. Prior to me leaving, they have the police officer come up, and the officer comes up and, after I had actually left to go pick up my witness, I came back, and that's when I had my witness come with me to actually say his side of the story. But the funny part was, before I even came, the officer, before I got to go pick up my witness, the officer got to give his statement, which is where I was trying to get to. Got it a little bit jumbled up there.